Yo, what up, guys? Welcome back to Patch to
Welcome back. Patch to.
But anyways, so this is going to be the top 5 mice for fingertip grip.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, this is just subjective. You know, we have different hand sizes. That's why
we even have different lists.
Exactly. You know, so and obviously we have different preferences too.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, some of you guys are not going to agree with us. But for the most part, the smaller the mouse is, the easier it is to fingertip grip. If it has a very big and pronounced arch, and if it's a bigger mouse, obviously it's going to be better for palm gripping because it fills up your hand a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? So if you want a fingertip, you don't want really anything to touch right here, fingertip or claw. You know what I'm saying?
And you don't necessarily want an ergonomic mouse for fingertip.
Yeah,
fingertip. Typically that's gonna be for palm.
Yes.
An ergonomic mouse.
But I mean, you can make it work if it's like a small, like the skull, like the G-Wolf skull. It kind of does work if you want to use fingertip grip with the skull, but it's a little bit, it's not as comfortable.
It's like trying to palm an ultralight.
Exactly.
It's
kind of weird, you know. So you can make it work, but it's a little bit better for ambidextrous mice.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So, anyways, let's start off with my number 5, and that is the G-Wolf's Hottie. For me personally, all 5 of these are incredible for fingertip grip. So it's really hard. It was really hard for me to kind of gauge which one's better. Yep. But the Hottie is still in incredible shape. And the good thing about this mouse and the shape of the mouse is that I can also palm it, and it's also really comfortable. So it's a mouse that I feel like has a really good shape for most grip types and most hand sizes. So you can make fingertip and palm work, but for me, fingertip was great for that mouse.
So for me, my number 5 spot goes to the Razer Viper Ultimate. Now, I just felt like this was a really good all-around mouse. Again, like you were saying about the Hottie, I can palm it, I can fingertip it if I want to. It's wireless, which I absolutely love. It's got the rubber side grips. Feels great, and fingertipping it is it's real nice. With those new glides that they put on there on the Ultimate, dude, the PTFE skates, very nice.
Yes.
So that's going to be my number 5. I wish I could bump it up, but it's just all of these are such great mice,
Yes.
honestly, so.
All right. Moving on to my number 4 is the Cooler Master MM710, or the Cooler Master Master Mouse 710.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what it is? Master Mouse?
Yep. Cooler Master Mouse 710.
Okay, there we go. So it's very cheap. I believe it was $50. The build quality wasn't very good for us, and obviously you guys are saying the newer updated version is a little better, so maybe we'll try that out. But the shape was very, very nice.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty low profile, but the good thing about that mouse is that the arch just ends really, really quick. There's a really sharp drop off at the arch of the mouse, and also at the back of the mouse. So because of that, when you're tracking down or flicking down or whatever, the mouse really never hits the palm of your hand. And when you're fingertipping, you just obviously just use your fingertip. You don't really want the mouse on the palm of your hand as much, So it's a great shape for fingertip, and I really like it.
All right, so my number 4 is going to go to the final mouse, the Ultralight 2. That Cape Town baby. I mean, the build quality is great.
Yeah.
It was $120 at the time of release. Now you can't get it at all, except through third parties. I don't know the quality of those though. So Ultralight 2, that's gonna be my number 4 spot. It's one of those you can exclusively, fingertip.
You can't palm.
You can't palm it.
No,
you just can't. You gotta have some baby hands to be able to palm that.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like Raina can palm it. You know what I'm saying? Just
oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
She's so what? She's so what?
But I mean, if you're a regular person with normal size hands, then you definitely can't.
For sure. So I mean, that's the only reason it goes to my number 4 spot is because it doesn't have versatility.
Mm-hmm.
And even as a fingertip grip, it's still a little bit small for my tastes.
Yeah.
So that's why it gets the number 4 spot.
I mean, you can get used to it. Obviously, any mouse.
As with anything.
Yeah, the Ultralight 2 is really good. For my number 3 spot is the Endgame Gear XM1 mouse. It came out of nowhere. I believe it was around $70. It's a sleeper. It's a great mouse. I really, really liked it. And the shape is very similar to the Davina Zowie S2 and also the MM710, where the arch has a sharp drop off. If you use a fingertip grip, then that's a great option as well.
Yeah. So for my number 3 spot, I'm gonna go with the Glorious Model O-. Again, that's one of those bang for your buck type choices. I mean, it gets my number 3 spot, and it's only $50. I mean, for what you get for that, it's a small, light mouse weighing in at 58 grams and then 59 for the glossy version. Fantastic choice. Fantastic choice all around the board. You can't go wrong with that for $50.
Mm-hmm.
As one of your daily driver gaming mice, it's just It's a great mouse. I love it.
Yep.
And for fingertip, it's just that right size to get that good fingertip grip in.
All right, my number 2 is the Razer Viper Ultimate. You guys already know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he already said everything. It's incredible. I love that shape very, very much. And it's very similar to FK1, and I would say the Model O. So they're like all basically around the same. So I guess I'll put all of those in.
Absolutely. For my number 2 spot, I'm putting my baby in there, the G Pro Wireless. If you've been watching for a minute, you know that mouse is my baby.
But the arch is a little bit high for my taste.
It definitely is.
Exactly.
So that's one of those where I was definitely a palm grip user for a long time, especially when I was using that. It was really nice palm grip, but it's also, now that I'm using fingertip grip way more often, I find myself using fingertip on it a lot, and it's super, super comfortable. It's one of my favorite shapes. The build quality on it is second to none. I mean, you always get that with Logitech. From my experience, the wireless technology is great. I just love it. I mean, if it was a little lighter, be even better. So
and
that's
with better skates, right?
I know, better skates too, but you can mod that, but we're just going for like the stock right now. So that was my number 2 G Pro Wireless.
Yes, and my number 1, of course, one of my favorite mice of all time, and that's the FK2 by Zowie. I love that mouse. I wish they would update and put a better cord or make it wireless. You know, the scroll wheel is trash. I really don't like the scroll wheel, but the shape, I love the shape. And the shape for me is one of the most important aspects for a gaming mouse. And it's just the low profile. I can palm it very comfortably, and I can also fingertip it. You know, and super comfortable. I love it. It's a little heavy. It's like, I think around 80 to 90 grams. So like when I switch back from like the Hottie or something else, a lighter mouse, I'm like, ooh, that's a little heavy, but like I get used to it. And I modded it to with the Tiger Arc feet, you know, the PTFE or whatever. So the skates are pretty fast on it, so I don't notice it as much. But I love that mouse, but Zowie really needs to update that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and when I talk about my G Pro Wireless as my baby, FK2 has always been his, since he got it.
I love it.
And that was one of those, I recommended to him because I had been hearing about it a lot, but it's one of those, it's been out for a while, so we didn't really want to review it a little bit, and it ended up being his favorite mouse.
I love it.
So moving on to my number 1, I'm going with the G-Wolves Hottie.
Yes.
I mean, man, that replaced my G Pro Wireless, which hurt me. It hurt me to do that. But I love it. It's literally like the lighter version of the G Pro Wireless.
Yes.
The cord you don't feel at all. The build quality is great. It's around $63. If you get it on Amazon, it doesn't come with the PTFE skates apparently. If you get it from that Shop X-Ray Pads
Their
site,
official site.
yeah,
that's where I ordered.
That's where we ordered. It came with the white skates and all that. So a lot of you were wondering about that in the video. But that's my favorite, man. I mean, you can palm grip it, you can fingertip it, and I love the everything about it. In my book, is just perfection, and that's for me. I love that mouse. So
anyways, that's our list. You know, for us personally, tell us what your top 3 would be down in the comment section below. We'll try to leave links to all these mice down in the description box. But that's it. Hope you helped you guys out, and we'll see you guys next time.
See you in the next one.